Question number 3. What challenges do you see for law enforcement in New Mexico in the coming years? If elected, how can you assist us in meeting these challenges?
Well, again, I'm agreeing with the former speaker. I think a lot of crime issues are fueled by drugs. And a lot of what I know is just what I read in the paper, or it's what I see on TV, and it seems like an awful lot of violent crime especially is related to drugs. I see I'm going to stay in here, our 2 candidates for sheriff. I think the role, certainly, of a county commissioner is to let the professionals who know about law enforcement develop their budget, talk about the issues. I know that right now the sheriff's office and the police department have a pretty good relationship, but of course Darren White went from being county sheriff to public safety chief. So I would think that would certainly help, but the county commission needs to support the sheriff who gets independently elected and try to look at the programs that they're developing and support that. And I liked what Commissioner Stebbins said about the Metropolitan Detention Center. If somebody just goes in there and spends a year and comes out not any more ready to get a job or try to be a positive person in the community, then it's just a revolving door. And I certainly like what's going on now with MATS, and that trying to get a professional manager in there, because certainly drug abuse and alcohol abuse have to be fueling a lot of the property crimes. And I appreciate when law enforcement comes when I have a problem.
I think there are a number of problems that we're going to be facing, or challenges we'll be facing as far as law enforcement goes in the future. Right now, we've got some right out on our West Mesa out of NBC. We're overpaying for contracts. We've got a system that seems to be broken out there. And one of the things that I would like to see as a commissioner is I would like to see the sheriff in charge of the jail. I'd like to get that away from 5 people down at City Government Center and put it in the hands of a true law enforcement professional and an elected official. We still have the power of funding, so we can affect how that elected official does his job through funding. But the people that are experienced law enforcement officers need to be using that money and not being directed from the commission itself. I think it's one of the things we can change immediately. As far as the other challenges I think we're facing, and I think we face them today as well, we have intercommunications problems. Albuquerque is a very large city. The city of Albuquerque is very large. The sheriff, unincorporated area is about 150,000 people now, so it too is quite large. They don't communicate well together. And I think as a commissioner, we can work to facilitate communication both between the sheriff's office and APD and between the 2 fire departments, BCFD and AFD. And together we need redundant systems. I don't propose merging them. But on the other hand, I think the communication between the entities needs to be better facilitated. And they need to know where each one of their officers are, whether they're in the East Mountain area, down in the South Valley. APD needs to know where they are. We need to know where APD officers are. The communication is essential if we're going to solve crime problems in the area.
Well, thank you all for inviting us here tonight. I really appreciate it. As almost a lifelong New Mexican, my quick thoughts are the different government entities have to quit finger pointing and blaming someone else and saying it's your problem. The only way that we're going to make Albuquerque and Bernalillo County a better place in our state, we have to work with the legislature. They have to work with the public schools. They have to work with the county commission and the city of Albuquerque. We're in this together. And I think I believe in teamwork. I'm Janet Sayers. I appreciate your support. But the county commission is going to be a great commission no matter who gets elected this year.
I think we're at the county county level, at the commission level, I think we're suffering from a real lack of accountability. I think if you look back over the last week, you've seen that accountability only starts below the deputy county manager level. And accountability truly starts at the top, and that means with commissioners. That means holding all of us accountable. We need to have a transparent, open government, and that's what I'll work towards as a commissioner. Thank you very much for coming.